Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of Cranky Gun Reviews. I'm your host James. When I was doing my VSKA video the other night, I realized that I had some extra footage left over, and I thought it might make an interesting video doing a little bit more of a close-up view of the gun, also the furniture that I purchased to put on it, and a little bit of a mystery as to what I actually bought, because it doesn't seem to fit in any of the categories of the rifles that I found either on Century Arms website or in historical stuff, other than there's a couple auctions on like Gunbroker and things that look exactly like mine. But let's just get into the video. So as I said, this is a little bit more in-depth look at my Century Arms VSKA AK-47 pattern rifle. And this particular model has some features that, even though they're found in different models on their website or in different platforms, they don't all seem to make sense on this particular rifle. But I mentioned in my last video, you can see here how the polymer furniture on this is actually really poorly molded. There's a lot of like imperfections in it and it looks kind of crummy. So when I first got this, that was one of the first things I wanted to change. You can tell that the safety lever has the bolt hold open built into it. Has a halfway decent plastic grip for the pistol grip, but the rear stock again is some pretty cheesy plastic furniture. It does have the side mounted rail on this, so I can put a scope rail on that. Again, you can see the crummy furniture here. The gas tube is drilled kind of like a Chinese model, and this has a vertical sight block kind of like the BFT-47 or the Draco model pistols. It's not one that you typically see on a lot of regular AK-47 variants, but again, this is something I've been seeing more frequently on Century firearms. There's your 800-meter rear sight. Again, the front sight and the gas tube with that drilled holes in it for venting. Once you take the dust cover off, again, you can see that it just has a standard recoil spring assembly inside of it. Nothing too special there. Now, like I said, if you go to Century Arms website, what you're going to see for the VSKA synthetic model, which is what mine is a more traditional looking AK-47 with the 45-degree gas block and the more traditional front sight and angled muzzle brake. What mine looks more like is the VSKA Trooper, which was a special model that they made a few years ago with a triangle fixed stock, not a folding stock, with that straight front sight post and the A2 style birdcage muzzle brake. Really, the only difference between that one and what I have, the gas tube seems to be a little bit shorter on the Trooper model, and again, I don't have that triangular stock. The other difference is the front sight, the hood on the front of it is taken off. This is the traditional VSKA with the wood furniture. However, again, when I was looking at mine, I did not purchase the one with the wood furniture, A, because there weren't any available, and 2, because I don't really like the US maple on an AK. What I chose to do was to buy this WBP laminated furniture from Arms of America. It was about $125 for the whole kit, and this is what it looked like when I opened up the package. So the buttstock, very nicely made. I like the blonde colored furniture. I also like the look of the laminated furniture on there. You can see it's laminated when you look at it from the top or the bottom with all those layers. It has the traditional buttstock flapper to put your cleaning kit in the buttstock. And overall, it's pretty well made. It's not drilled out, so you have to do a little bit of fitting to get this on. On the handguard, they come with the anti-rattle clips on both of them. Again, you can tell that the lower piece is laminated. The top piece actually might be made out of one piece of wood and not laminated, and they fit together pretty neatly. So I took a little bit of time and fitted these onto the rifle, and this is what it looks like when it was completed. Again, I showed this in my last video, but I just wanted to give a little bit more of a close-up view of the stock and the furniture on this gun. Now, as I said, when I was putting this on, I did have to do a little bit of fitment to get it to fit properly. The front foregrip, I had to grind a little bit of the wood and file it down on both ends of it to get the grip to fit into the trunnion and to fit on the receiver clip. And in the rear, I had to do a little bit of filing and a little bit of chipping away with my pocket knife and then sanding it down to make it smooth before I could fit it in the rear part of the receiver. Overall, though, despite the fact that this has an A2 style birdcage and a slightly different gas block and front sight assembly than you would see on a traditional AK, Once I put the wood furniture on this gun, I was extremely happy with it, and it is exactly the type of AK-47 that I've been looking for many years. Like I said, it took me about 8 years to be able to buy one of these because I waited a little bit too long when they were available for a reasonable price, and I ended up overpaying to get something that may or may not be anybody's favorite rifle. But you know what? I'm willing to take a chance on a Century Arms VSKA. The recent news that I've heard about these is that they're made a lot better than the previous versions. They've corrected a lot of the quote-unquote sins of the past, and this should be a good, reliable shooter. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day.